This is the first video for Lab 8. We are going to be getting rid of seasonality. First thing we need to do is do a centered moving average. Centered moving average is an average where the center is the exact row that we want. For example, if we were to average those dates, that 1 year average, they're 12 months. You're going to have 6 months before and 6 months after. So the center is going to be halfway between June and July. So June 30th, July 1st. If we were to average this 12 months, the average is between July and August. So if we take the average of those two averages, one being basically July 1st, the other one basically being July 31st, we get an average in the middle of July. So the first one we do here is equals average. You notice average comes up. We take the first 12 months, comma, and then the next 12 months, in parentheses. Notice that we end up averaging all of these 11 months twice, that month once, and that month once. So we get the center in the middle. Note that if you've done this correctly, unfortunately means you have a half a year where you don't have a centered moving average, because you don't have the data before it. Take that, copy that formula down. Whoops, went too far. Now, because of that problem, we cannot do the centered moving average for the last 6 months. So if you look here, October, September, August, July, June, May. We can't do centered moving average for those because that would include a month that didn't exist. Now check to make sure it worked. Double click on here. Note what it highlighted. It highlighted this square once, never highlighted this square. If you get this square highlighted, that means, or within the box is a better way to phrase it, that means that you are averaging in a 0, which you don't want to be doing. Actually, technically, you're not averaging a 0, you're not averaging in the point. And if you don't include this, you're not using that, so you have to go one farther. That's the centered moving average. Now, the next thing we need to do is the seasonality. And I'm going to make this a little better so that you'll be able to see more of what I'm doing. This is going to be preliminary seasonal indicator. Preliminary seasonal indicator is a simple one. Takes sales divided by centered moving average. So the centered moving average is basically the average of what you'd have if you didn't have seasonality. Since this is less than 1, that says seasonality means our sales are slightly less than we would expect. Oh, by the way, when I did this seasonal centered moving average, I took a year's worth of data. So if you have quarterly, you take 4 months. If you have weekly, you take 52 weeks. Copy this down. Note that, like December, sales are bigger than we would expect if everything was spread out evenly.